good with y'all, man? Welcome back to another video, and in this one we're gonna be just live cooking up a sample, putting some drums on, maybe, I don't know, just gonna be live cooking up a sample, just gonna have no expectations going into it. And yeah, before we get into the video, definitely go check out my Instagram at Yeooo. We just dropped a brand new sound kit with Venti over on my store. You go check that out, link down below. I'll probably use it in this video. We spent like 5 months designing the sounds, but yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into the DAW. All right, man, we're in the DAW, and I actually already have a little like starter idea down. I just wanted to get some down before we started the video. But yeah, this is the idea right here. We're at 135 BPM. We just got this decent sampler pulled up, and it's just on this preset right here in tone. This bank is crazy. And then we got a bass sound from my new kit, Radiant, that I was talking about earlier. And yeah, those are literally just the two sounds we got right now. And with that, this is what the first starter idea we have sounds like. Yeah, pretty fire. It's dark sounding. That's kind of like the vibe I've been on lately. And for the chord progression, I actually started with this E, A, and B right here. I don't know what chord this is. I don't know what the hell this is called, but I stacked these notes up and it sounded pretty dark. And we're in A minor, so what I did was just drop this A down an octave right here. And I'm using this as like the root notes. And if we look at the bass pattern, yeah, we're just following this A right here. Sounds pretty fire. And then for this like last part, I just like went up a semitone with these two. So I took this, went up a semitone, and then kept the A on the top. And yeah, that's basically it for the actual starter idea. And I do have Contact open, and it's like vintage upright main piano. So maybe we can come up with a little like piano pattern and maybe run it through like some guitar pedals or some plugins or something and just come up with some. I don't really know. I don't have any expectations. Let's just cook up. I'm actually gonna go down one, I think. And let's see what that sounds like. That was pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. Hard. I like that. I think we can run this through like guitar pedal or something. I don't know. Let's just like run it to a mixer track and like just see what we can do with it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show you guys the pedal board too, man. I got a video coming out next week building the pedal board, so you guys will see everything in there. I'm not gonna go over the whole process, but stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a fire video for sure. All right, man, we got the pedal board camera, and I think we're gonna play with the chroma console and maybe with the therme a little bit and come up with something pretty cool. We're gonna record absolutely everything into the DAW. That's honestly the best thing you can do. And you don't even need pedals for this. You can use plugins the same exact way that I'm gonna be using the pedals, so record everything into the DAW. I love this cassette mode, man. It sounds so good. Let's add some movement in. Sounds good right there. Actually, then we're gonna switch up. We're gonna add the tremolo. Go back to this drive mode. We can add the gesture mode in, and we can play with this right here. We'll be turning on the therme. All right, so we just recorded in a bunch of stuff with the pedals. I like this part. This part's super fire. Let's just go through though, and I think what we're gonna do is add like an EQ because there's a lot of that weird frequency in there. And then I'm just gonna add a tau filter and put it like this. And I think we got a little sum going here. Let's just mix it together with the other stuff. not gonna lie, that's pretty hard. So I like this, super fire. Bro, that's hard. All right, we gotta add some more high end in this. We got the high end with the piano a little bit, but like this sound is super low and the bass obviously is super low. It might be hard, I'm not gonna lie. I cut out that first part. I think that's pretty cool. Add some high-end texture, but we gotta add like a MIDI element now, like a high-end like lead maybe, or it could even be a vocal. I could go into Radiant and grab a vocal really, but I think like a synth like lead type of melody or just like another synth melody on top would sound super fire. So I might go into Repro because I mean these are like some of the best like authentic synth sounds you're gonna get for a VST for sure. So I took this pattern and I recorded it into the Chroma console again with the same exact settings we did with the piano, and this is what it sounds like. Pretty fire. Let's just kind of blend it together now. All right, now we got the idea down. I think we're gonna add like a percussion loop or maybe like a drum loop or something. So we're going to Radiant. Actually, first I'm gonna go into environments to just grab like a cool like atmosphere. All right, now we're gonna go into the drums and we're gonna make like a drum loop, percussion loop type of deal. And I don't want the sounds to be like crazy punchy because we're gonna end up drowning this out and make it into a percussion loop. I like that, I like that, I like that. All right, that's my percussion loop, but this is how you make it into a percussion loop. I'm gonna render it out and then I'm gonna add like, I could run it through Chroma console. Or is that crazy? Nah, let's not run it through Chroma console. I'm gonna show you guys what you guys could do. Thing I really like to do is either add like an auto chroma, you could do a crystallizer, but I think I'm gonna do a fragments and just click through presets, find one that sounds kind of cool, and then we're gonna render it out and then we're gonna add some more effects on. I'm gonna render that out. It doesn't have to sound perfect, right? It's not the point of this. We're gonna stretch this out. We're going to pitch it up by 2. We're gonna add it to a mixer track. We're going to go into EQ. We're gonna cut out a lot of the lows. Then we're gonna go back into here. We're gonna make it mono a little bit, and then we're going to add you could add a compressor. It could be a cool idea to add a compressor. I think that's what we're going to do. Add a compressor and turn it out up, or turn the out down a lot. Then we're gonna add a decimal. This is how you make it a little bit less in your face. Put it right there, maybe. I'm just guessing at this point. Then we're gonna add a short reverb, and then this is what it's gonna sound like. And then now this is the percussion loop after we chopped it up. And it's taking up a lot of frequencies right now, so we're gonna come in here. And just cut out some stuff. And that's pretty much the entire percussion loop. We're gonna add a reverb back in, maybe even a short delay. I'm just gonna grab some textures in the texture folder right here, just to get a little idea, and then we're gonna make our own, I think. I like this sound a lot, but I think we need to add a bunch of like just straight up echo boy on here. Like turn the feedback up like crazy and then like play with the echo tone. Actually, I'm gonna go into Radiant. I'm gonna grab a guitar phrase. I'm gonna grab this guitar texture right here. I'm gonna pitch it to the right key. I think we just gotta go up 4. And then the way we can make our own textures without using guitar pedals, you don't need none of that. All right, you don't gotta spend 500 bands on guitar pedals. You feel what I'm saying? But what you can do is, I'm gonna go into Edison, click record, and then add the guitar to a mixer track. And I think what we're gonna do is add an EQ, cut out the lows for sure. And then it's just gonna be like a Lotus or something. Yeah, we're just gonna add a Lotus on, and I'm going to start with my Evil starter preset. And this one you can find in my Roots multi-kit if you wanna go check that out. But yeah, we're gonna play with some of these settings too, I think. But we're gonna play this through. All right, look, I already got some cool textures. Look, we already just recorded a bunch of textures in there. We barely even did anything. But yeah, that's kind of like the method. Yeah, and just using that Radiant guitar phrase. Guitars usually sound really good when you run it through like the Lotus pedal, or not the pedal, but like the plugin, you know what I mean? And then pick out the cool textures that we got with the pedal. Honestly, we can chop this section up. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing with like some different settings, because I think we can find some more cool stuff. We're gonna go into here and just like literally, I'm not even gonna think, I'm just gonna like play around a bunch of stuff. All right, so we recorded a bunch more stuff in here now, and we're gonna again go through it all and pick out some cool textures. That's pretty cool. It's cool right there too. So we got about like 3 or 4 different sounding things that honestly could be super fire. Maybe something like this. And even if you don't have Lotus or even the Thermate pedal, you can go check out Radiant. There's a ton of like Thermate type of textures in there, and also a bunch of textures, to be honest. So you don't even have to make your own, just drag and drop those. They're super simple to drag and drop. I'm gonna add some of these to a mixer track just so we can mix it up a little bit. And with this, I'm just gonna like pan some left and right. And then I think I'm gonna add a reverb and delay on this one for sure. And then again, the same thing right here. All right, so that's pretty much it for the sample, but I just want to arrange it, maybe like pitch it around a little bit differently. We could add drums potentially, not really sure, but let's just like arrange this and see how it sounds. Let me pitch it up by like 8. Like, what is that gonna sound like? Wait, that's hard. Bro, that's hard, but maybe too high. All right, I think that's it for the sample. Like, the arrangement is there. I mean, obviously I could arrange it out a little bit farther, but this is like the idea of the whole sample. Is dark sounding. It's pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie, there's lots of movement, lots of cool like little sounds in here. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna preview the sample and this is what it sounds like. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the sample. I think it turned out pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. Like the synth elements, the chroma console elements in there, the thermate kind of textures in there, and obviously Radiant is going crazy with some of these phrases, the bass sounds, the textures, that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, I think it's turned out pretty fire. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys like these types of samples? Should I go back to more like R&B type of stuff? Let me know down below. I didn't really talk too much throughout this cook up. I just wanted to like hop in here and just literally cook up. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty fire, man. Like I said, let me know down below. Definitely go check out my Radiant sound kit with me and Vency. Link down below. Please go check that out. Support the channel, obviously, if you purchase. And there's been a ton of really, really good feedback on the kit so far, which means a lot to me and Vency. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one.